People are way too comfortable with being bums, and it's really pissing me off. And quite frankly,
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. The video that I'm stitching is about one of our sisters advising our community, the African Muslims of New York City. I believe she's from New York City. And perhaps elsewhere in the West, especially in America, since that's where we're from, to be productive members of the community, to have ambition, to contribute to the community, to not be complacent, to not be unproductive, to not lack ambition and do nothing but stand on the block all day and just take up space, but to do something for the community, to be better for the community, etc. And this message is a very good message. However, I would like to point out something that I've observed or something that I've analyzed about this situation, which is that the reason why, or one of the main reasons why, if it's not the main reason, that's one of the main reasons why brothers especially are always on the block or turn to illicit substances or turn to crime like scamming, etc., is because of a narrative, a belief system, an ideology that we were fed growing up. A story that you have to go finish high school and then go to college and then you get a good job. You have to finish bachelor's by 22, do your master's by 25, get your PhD or whatever, med school, whatever the case. This story has harmed us. This story has harmed us. Because the reality of the situation is that the people that control or are at the head of these industries are not us, are not our fathers and uncles. So therefore, the first people to get jobs in those positions are going to be other people, not us, right? Like, for example, if I wanted to be, we're from New York City. Don't be offended by me if I say this. If I wanted to apply at a deli, it's more likely that an Arabian person will get the job before I get the job. Because the Arabians, they control that market. They're at the head of that market. Alhamdulillah. So you have many brothers, perhaps school wasn't, they didn't do well in school, right? And why are they not doing well in school, right? Our education system in Islamic school has to evolve. The schooling system here isn't the best. It's a whole nother discussion, or at least in the inner cities. Also, again, when they, forgive me, I'm distracted. I see one of the brothers that work in the deli. I'm gonna pause and come back. Okay, I'm back. So, they don't do well in school, right? And then afterwards, because they don't do well in high school, they don't go to college. And they've been fed this narrative that you have to do these steps. Their parents been telling them, their teachers been telling them, you have to do this and you will be successful. If you don't do this, you won't be successful. So the minute they don't graduate high school, or the minute they don't go to college, sometimes for the brothers, it's like, yo, what's the point? SubhanAllah. College is not divine revelation. Allah and the Prophet didn't say you have to go to college. Allah and the Prophet didn't say you have to go to high school. Who told our parents that the only way to be extremely successful is for you to go to college and go to high school, etc.? Alhamdulillah. Where are we getting this narrative from? Is it possible for us to create our own narrative? Is it possible for us, like brothers, to come together, take over an industry, maybe food cart, maybe stores, whatever industry? Is it possible for us to take over an industry? Like, look at the some of the Desis with the Dunkin' Donuts. Alhamdulillah, it's just Dunkin' Donuts. But look, if a child is in high school, they're going to be guaranteed a job because their uncle or aunt works in Dunkin' Donuts. So is it possible for us to take over an industry And if a child doesn't want to go to college, alhamdulillah, they'll be there. They'll be in this industry that we own, that we are in charge of. And that industry will provide enough provision for them to take care of themselves, and if they want to have a family, they can have a family. Alhamdulillah. Whatever the industry is. So I hope this video was clear. I had to do a lot of thinking on the spot. Alhamdulillah. So forgive me for that. It wasn't like well thought out and then I made the video, but it's like as I go. But to conclude, what I'm basically saying is this narrative that we have to go to college, high school, then college, then get this degree, then that degree, then job, etc., etc. We have to assess, where did we get that from? If it's not from God, if it's not from the messenger of God, then where did it come from? Where does it come from? Is it possible for us to assess our own experiences in America and then create something for ourselves, our own story, our own narrative? Maybe it's okay. We have the food cart industry. Once you reach high school, if you want to go to college, go to college. If you don't want to go to college, come start working. We invest in one of our boys. He works for like 5 years in this, whatever, and he pays us back in like 5 years, and then alhamdulillah, he can take care of his family, etc. But for that to happen, the men have to come. The men have to be men's. That's why I made a video. The men have to be men's. The men have to be men. Excuse me. Exclude yes. That's why I made that video. What's harming the African community right now is this idea that we're youth and that we're the next or new generation. By saying that, it means you're still boys. You see many of these brothers on podcasts speaking about trash, on panels speaking about trash. Oh, women do this, oh, men do that. You're like 25, bro. You're not married. You're just talking about, I wouldn't want my wife to do that. Yo, bro, grow up. Subhanallah. We're past that. Subhanallah. But again, there needs to be a reformation in the education in the mosque. The elders would have to sit us down and teach us about manhood. It's a lot. It's not a lot. It's very simple. Very, very simple. We just need to organize. Alhamdulillah. May Allah guide us. This is my assessment. Anyone disagrees, respond. I would like to see where your head is at, inshallah. Anyone who agrees, that's not enough. What's the action step? Talking is easy. This is easy. Sitting in my car and talking. Putting it into work. Alhamdulillah. There's brothers in our communities right now that are jobless. They don't want to go down that route. They need to provide for themselves. We grew up together. I can't do it by myself. Alhamdulillah. There's brothers still playing around. Playing. And their parents are working. How'd that work? At this age, if we all were to work together, we could all retire our parents collectively. Let's say 125th Street. We all could come together and create some sort of app or organize the hair braiding market, the hair braiding industry, etc. We can do so many things. The taxi market. How many African taxi drivers? We can't create an app. You mean to tell me none of us can create an app, or none of us has a friend who can create an app for African taxi drivers? And we create our own company. Alhamdulillah. But if you're going to sit down and talk about what a man should do, what a woman should do, my friend, we're not going anywhere in life. Alhamdulillah. Anyways, forgive me for that little rant at the end, but it's reality. Alhamdulillah. We have to be men. We have to create our own narrative, and we have to create industries or empires for our children to come, inshallah. Alhamdulillah.